Hey, we're back here on PennLive.com talking some Penn State football. We've done some recruiting earlier this week.
Yep.
That's Greg Pickel. I'm Dustin Hockensmith. We wanted to touch on Saquon Barkley and the 2018 NFL Draft. I think as soon as the 2017 draft ends, everybody goes full scale on 2018.
Sure do.
It almost always is proven to be a mistake because the talent pool changed dramatically.
Yep.
The order of teams and what they need, you have no idea how that's going to unfold. But I think the bottom line here is that Saquon Barkley is a first-round talent, possibly a top 5 caliber first-round talent.
Yeah.
I do not disagree with that for whatever that's worth, because I think that Barkley has proven between power, speed, elusiveness, creativity, vision, pass blocking, character, all the stuff that you want in a running back who can make an immediate impact at the next level. Barkley's got it, and I think you and I both agree that all he has to do is continue that trend of production and stay healthy in 2017, and he's probably gone.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be about as surefire as a thing as they come in the college football world, where things that seem like guaranteed sometimes aren't. But for this one, I mean, as long as nothing goes wrong in the 2017 season, what purpose would there be for him to come back if you look at it from the perspective of he'll likely have his degree at that point? He's obviously, how much higher could his stock get? And it's not an overly challenging running back class, I don't think, the next one in the draft. But of course, he does have to declare, so there's some things to think about on that front. And obviously, his health and how he produces will be key. But yeah, it looks like he's a top 3 pick, a top 5 pick at worst, and obviously there's nothing worse or bad about being a top 5 pick.
Yeah, not at all. I would say enjoy the show in 2017 with the assumption he won't be back in 2018. I think Penn State's draft fortunes are going to start going up, and I don't see it coming down. You look at that 2015 recruiting class.
Yep.
When it's all said and done, it might not be 2018, but when it's all said and done, I would expect there to be at least 5 NFL draft picks out of that class. You look at Barkley, Jawan Johnson is another one. Some interesting guys. Ryan Bates is another one. Some of these guys might end up going pretty high too. So all this stuff in the 2017 draft where Penn State's being compared to Pitt or Temple or Villanova, who had 2 draft picks, it's all nonsense, because this was the year that you could have probably circled back in 2011, 2012 as when Penn State's NFL fortunes would bottom out. But it's not going to be a lingering issue.
Yeah, you can't be the youngest team in FBS and then expect to have a lot of draft picks. It does. Well, I guess they're the second youngest, but again, it doesn't really work that way. We'd probably be remiss to not just touch on this quick. I have no problem with his SI comment saying he'd really have a hard time thinking about whether he'd play in a bowl game should it not be a major one for Penn State in 2017. I have no issues with that. Of course, it's a hard decision. He's a competitor, so he's not going to want to do it. But the fact of the matter is, you have to look to the future, so we'll see how that plays out, but it's going to be one of the biggest talking points all season long.
You don't get many opportunities as a student athlete participating in NCAA athletics to take matters into your own hands and control your own fate. I think that bowl game, whether you skip it, whether you play in it, is a choice that you can make for yourself. And you have seen, not only with Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey, they were dinged up going into their bowl games. They skipped them. They were criticized in some circles for it. I didn't see any problem with that if you're hurt going into it. And you also see with a guy like Jake Butt, who slips to the 5th round, I believe.
Nice insurance policy for him, though.
Yeah, so there are ways to protect yourself. One of them is skipping a bowl game. It's something to consider, and Barkley should not be faulted at all for thinking about that. That's Greg Pickel. I'm Dustin Hawkins, but we're talking Penn State football on PennLive.com.